Life and death and love and birth and peace and war on the planet Earth. Is there anything that's worth more than peace and love on the planet Earth? Well, come on and sing it with me. The words relate to the key. If it's a pattern, then repeat and repeat after me. Life and death and love and birth and life and death and love and birth.
And you sing me, fa me, ti, la.
And peace and war on the planet Earth. Hey, hey. I guess we already know. We've all got something to fear. We've all got nowhere to go. I think you're all insane, but I guess I am too. Anybody would be if they were stuck on Earth with you.
Hello? Is anybody? Is somebody there? Hello? Hello? Okay. Alright. Here we are. Here we are. It's Thursday. It is another Quarren stream. Welcome. Welcome to Welcome. I hope you're comfortable. Oh my god. I gotta turn on performance mode because, man. I don't know if you guys can hear that loud ass plane. Give me a second. Okay. So I'm here. It's Thursday. We missed Monday because, oh my god. Fun week. I'm here in my bed, lying down. If you've been keeping up with the October posts, I think I posted the last one on YouTube. I don't know. The little blister tune. So I had a massive blister. Anyway, I'll save that story. What do we have to do? First, housekeeping, right? I'm beat up, so I'm a little all over the place right now. Any housekeeping stuff? I missed Monday because of, I'll tell you why. We're here today. That's all good. I need to elevate this so it doesn't, like, overheat. We're here today. Should be back next week. October's still happening, although I haven't uploaded anything since Monday. I'm gonna try to do something today after this. We'll see. And yeah, check out the October stuff. Try to make some tunes of your own. You know, just have a good time. And I don't have much else for the housekeeping. I talked about election stuff last week when I did the back home stream. The lighting must really suck. I'm gonna put something over there. Maybe this will help. I don't know. Did that do anything? I don't know. Talked about election stuff and how I feel about it, but I still gave some recommendations. Again, at least for me, being in Southern California, I always use the DSLA DSA-LA election guides as a jumping off point. For me, in terms of California, Prop 22 is something that I've been really, uh, you know, going on about because it's basically tech companies paying to change, legislation, and making it very difficult to undo that if this kind of thing passes. And I encourage everyone to vote no on Prop 22 in California because it's aggressively undemocratic. Um, there are other things too, but that's just kind of the one that has caught my attention, I guess. I actually still haven't turned in my ballot yet. I might do it tomorrow. When I come back from the urgent care. But anyway, here we are. Welcome to my bed. I've been trying to just kind of lay and sit and stay off my foot because, like in the song the other day, I had a big old blister on my foot. This, not the blisters, but the thing before actually happened to me years ago, and actually happened to me twice in like a few weeks. I think one was in California and one was in Arizona, where I got bit by something, and my whole leg from like my knee on down ballooned out. And it didn't help that at least one of those times, I was really scratching my leg. I knew that I shouldn't have, but it was literally like the most amazing feeling in the world. And then my leg ballooned up. Um, so this kind of happened again while we were on the trip. We were in Texas, and it just felt like I got like mosquito bite or something. It felt like that kind of like irritating, almost like burny, tingling kind of thing. And it's like, okay, I just won't touch it, right? It should be fine. And then of course the next like throughout the night, I'm like tossing and turning. I could feel something happening. In the morning, my foot's all swollen, and then it like. And then of course that day we went horseback riding, so I was in shoes, and then my foot swelled even more. But basically around Thursday, Friday of last week, the swelling had mostly gone down. But when the swelling had gone down, those little bumps that you usually get from like bug bites that you react to started to become like these blisters. And then between Sunday and Wednesday, went from like three of them about this size, like, smaller than a dime really, to two of them fusing to make a mega one, like maybe this big, or if not a little bigger. It's like 3 centimeters in diameter, 2 centimeters tall, and then the other one got like maybe this big, and then they all kind of fused together. I went and got prescribed. I was hoping to go to like, I was looking at everything online. It's like, make sure it's not infected, make sure it's not infected. You shouldn't pop it because you risk infection if you do that, especially from a bug bite. So I was like, okay, let's see if I can get some medical, attention. But so on Medi-Cal, and I've never used it before, I didn't know what my options were. So I was asking people, and then, or asking my family, and then there was a friend of family who's a doctor who's like, I don't have the equipment to join it, so here's some antibiotics. And I was like, okay. And then like literally the day after that, it was like twice the size that from when that doctor saw it. So I was like, I need someone else to see this, and I just need someone to drain this because this is crazy how big it's getting. Because like it was like noticeably like within like an hour or so for those few days, every couple hours, it's obviously bigger. Um, And so I was like, yeah, like my pinky was like, instead of being like lined up like this, my pinky was getting like shoved underneath the toe next to it because of like the big old, you know, big old blister on it. And it was like kind of like plump and red. Not purple, slightly puffed, slightly swollen, but it wasn't like, and I had to keep checking like if I could feel, because I was like, oh God, am I gonna like lose feeling in my foot? I'm gonna chop my foot off or something. Um, so I went to, I mean, right now, I was like, this whole time I was hoping, like, oh, I just hope I don't have to go to the hospital or doctor for anything. One, because I don't know my insurance, I don't know how to use it. And two, I don't know how, you know, hospitals, clinics, medical centers are dealing with things right now. And I even called my supposed primary clinic, and they're not taking any in person, so I had to do walk-in urgent care, which wasn't so bad. Just got there early. It's mostly old folks. I'm pretty sure they can't really be seen any other way, sort of in the same boat as I am. Uh, and they just went and popped it and gave me some stuff to put on it, and I've been cleaning it and dressing it, since then. So I'm a little, these past few days I've just been like, so that's why I didn't do anything on Monday, because that was the first uh, doctor visit, and then I got massively motion sick um, on the way there. I wasn't driving; it was my somebody else was driving, and the way the way that they drove, I was in the back seat, and we were in bumper to bumper LA traffic, and the way he was driving was literally gas, brake, gas, brake, gas, brake, gas, brake, just punching it to move like 4 inches at a time. And I was like, when we first got to the practice, I was like sweating, I was like shaking, and by the time we finished that and drive back home, I was like white knuckle gripping my knees, and I was like trying to give myself a hype speech so that I wouldn't like throw up on myself in the car. Um, it was a lot of fun. So I basically was just laid out in bed for the rest of that day. Um, and the day after that, I made a bunch of calls and looked at a bunch of things. I'm like, where can I go to get someone to look at my fucking foot, and actually do something about it? I called one clinic, and I was like, do you have like the capability of draining a blister? Um, and the person was like, I don't know, I'll have to ask the doctor. I can't tell you that. I'm just like, I mean, I'm not telling you to give me like medical advice about whether, or to guarantee me whether or not the doctor will fucking pop my blister. Just like, is it possible? You know? Um, but when I went to the urgent care, it was just like really quick. They like, I had to wait for like an hour. And then once I got in, they did the vitals and then all that stuff. And then nurse practitioner came in and was like, oh, look at that thing. It's massive. You should just pop it. You want me to pop it? And I was like, yes, please. You know, pop my foot over like a trash can and just went to town. It was surprising. Surprising that it didn't hurt that bad. I guess the outer layer of skin is maybe like dead skin, because a blister, I won't get too detailed, but I guess a blister is like um, formed from the fluid between the two layers of skin, right? But I guess the outer layer of skin, like, I don't know, do you not feel that? Or I don't know, whatever. Definitely once it was exposed, it hurt really fucking bad. And then I was sitting there for like 5 minutes because I was also going to get a flu shot. So I was just kind of sitting there for a few minutes with like my open skin, I guess. And I was just like, oh fuck. Um, and then I got the flu shot, which I don't know if it was a combination of, you know, my blister, getting dealt with, plus I'm on antibiotics, plus I got a flu shot. I was just like so like dizzy um, for a while after that. Um, but luckily that day, my girlfriend took me to the hospital, so it wasn't as the trip was a little more forgiving, and we hung out and made gnocchi, so that was fun. But today I'm just trying to stay off of the foot because yesterday, like, with the rate of growth of the blister, I was so amazed. I was like, wow, skin is so like durable and flexible, like how big it grew. And it wasn't necessarily stretching like, it wasn't like stealing skin from like other areas, you know, it was just like that skin in that area was just, you know, stretching out. And I was like, how is it not popping? Um, very, yeah, very fun stuff to talk about. But yeah, I've just been kind of either laying down or like sitting at my computer to have a meal. Um, and that's probably what I'm gonna do for the next few days. I have to keep keep it covered and keep applying this stuff for the next like couple weeks. And I'll be going back for a follow up this weekend. Um, but I'm very glad to no longer have this fucking blister. That fucking song, uh, you know, I did that song and like wrote it, practiced it, recorded it, and posted it in like 25, 30 minutes. But it was really coming from the heart because I was like, Jesus Christ. It was like every time I take a step, I feel it stretching, and I was like fucking flabbergasted by how quickly and how exponentially this thing was growing. And a bunch of people who saw it, it was like, oh, God, I've never seen that kind of thing before. Even nurses were like, yeah, I've gotten blisters like maybe this big or that big, or like here and there, but I've never seen it like that. But I was under the impression the whole time that, I don't know, at least in my experiences and from talking to people, usually if you go to the doctor and it's like, you're not going to the ER, you're not like bleeding, or you don't have some sort of like trauma, you know, or whatever, if it's like an illness or something that doesn't seem too pressing, they'll just be like, I don't know, here, take antibiotics or take some extra strength Tylenol or something like that, you know, ibuprofen. And then if nothing changes in a week, then you know, let me know, you know. So even when my foot was swollen up, I was like, it's going down. They're just gonna tell me to fucking ice it and then maybe prescribe me a stronger antihistamine or something like that. And even with the fucking blister looking like it did, like I had to go to two different places for someone to be like, yeah, you should pop that, and then here's what to do. The first place told me just like, yeah, just wait till it pops and then just let it be. And I was like, that can't be it. You know, I have to be able to do something with this. I can't just let it sit and like, you know, let my inner layer of skin be exposed. Where and I don't know, but the pressure the pressure is lifted. I'm in a better place now. You can see um, a lot of stuff that I'm not doing much right now. There's a lot of things that like I need to get done. Uh, it's just hard to muster the energy right when you're just like lying in bed. Um, and I feel like I don't know. It's one of those things where if you have a certain facility and a certain familiarity with your body, and if something is modified or you're unable to use it in a way that you're used to, like sprained, I sprained and broke the same ankle, although like 8 years apart. I've had this finger was jacked up in like a little splint thing, and various other things like that. Or as a trumpet player, I would often get cold sores. Um, One of those things that kind of cuts you off from doing um, sort of your own normal functions, and you're just like hyper aware of like inability to use your body in the way that you're used to, and kind of you know everything that you take for granted, I guess. Um, I've been trying to figure out because I don't have like crutches or anything, so I'm trying to figure out a new way to walk without putting too much pressure on that foot. especially when we're traveling, it's like I couldn't even fit my foot in in like my shoe or my flip flop, so I had to kind of drag my flip flop along. Um, and of course, I haven't really been working out for the past like half a year, or maybe a little bit less than that, maybe like the last 4 or 5 months. Um, and so like the other parts of my body are not really prepared to compensate for losing that, that function. Um, so it's fun to figure that out. I'm gonna read this text very quickly because I've been waiting for it. But anyway, actually, I'm gonna give an away, and I'm just gonna keep playing my tune. Oh wait, never mind. Give me a second. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's my very fun story. So that's why I missed Monday, and that's why this is probably gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna go much longer than this. I mean, what else am I gonna talk about? Um, I have I was there were things that I was thinking of talking about today. Just some things that's been going on in my mind. Um, this is a terrible. This sucks. Um, I guess what I've been thinking about is the I don't know, art and it's sort of I don't know. I'm thinking of something like a statue or a table or something that is made to be a sort of fixture in the environment. You think of something like music, which is explicitly temporal, except sort of like manifested in physical form, like a CD or something like that, right? But then you think of the way we interact, and the way we consume, and the way we produce any kind of creative, whatever it is, and how quick and disposable everything has to be. Um, and the arbitrary lines that don't really exist between different kinds of work. You know, like maybe you're familiar with the example of um, when people try to denounce sex work, whether you're doing cams or you're doing like escorting or you're on the street or whatever. Um, People denouncing all forms of sex work um, because it's exploitative. You are giving up your body, so on and so forth. Those kinds of arguments. Um, Where the counter argument is, well, all forms of labor, you know, they make some demand of your body, you know, um, which is true, and it's also true extending into the arts and professions in the arts, um, especially when it comes to um, social media space and being a content creator and things like that. How you have to sell access to your own personhood, a sense of connection, and a vulnerability. Um, you have to be beholden to an audience while at the same time exploiting a sense of the parasocial connection, the connection, the one-sided connection, right? And that is kind of the like best case scenario if you're operating in that dynamic, right? That you have that um, I guess mutual relationship where the dynamics are obviously very different, um, in which one person is entertained and they have this sense of connection with another person being fulfilled and the other person is getting paid. Um, I don't know. Something I've been thinking about, maybe just because I've been on social media more as I've been doing the October thing, um, a little more than I have been. Um, maybe I'll talk about it more next week. Kind of flesh it out more in my mind because it's not really like this isn't. I'm not. I'm gonna turn water into wine here. This is nothing spectacular or new. This is just a feeling, I guess. Um, and I guess the fervor of the election, um, and the, I guess, uh, some of the disappointing things around it, um, can put you in a certain mood, make you think about certain things, I guess. Uh, but that's the only other thing I can think of for today. I really didn't. This is just the quick check-in, really. I know I'm doing a lot of these just 'cause things come up. Um, but barring anything wild, let me see my calendar. Yeah, Monday and Thursday next week should be fine. Monday, hopefully I'll be more healed by Monday. Um, Thursday, unless something comes up, I should be okay. Um, but yeah, it's a very interesting time. A lot of one of those things again, like if you're following popular narratives, it always seems like the world is moving so very quickly, which the physical Earth is, yeah, sure. And world events, obviously. Um, but again, as I've talked about on one of the streams, trying not to engage and interface with the world in a way that an algorithm tells me that I should, being able to have a clear perspective and, try to see the importance of learning things and connecting with other people, but not doing it in the way that social media necessarily wants you to. Because even if you're not on social media a lot, you are affected by the way it operates. Just because the distribution of information for all of us, unless it's like I'm in a small town and I heard that Jimmy found a snake, unless it's something like that, we're all kind of being exposed to information in very similar ways. So being mindful of that, I guess, and not getting too, not falling down the well of AI driven, I don't know, AI driven information overload, whatever. But anyway, that was a quick one. Just wanted to tell everybody about my amazing foot and how fun it is and not gross it is. So yeah, Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Thursday, 3:45. I don't remember when daylight savings time is. I'll have to double check. It's November, right? I don't know. But I think that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you have a good weekend. Take some time for yourself. Try to connect with people. Try to work on something that's meaningful to you. Do something with your hands. Create something just a little bit every day. Get that sense of I can spend 30 minutes dedicated to a craft that I can see. I can envision a goal. I can see progress. I can understand the process of creation and improvement, and I can see something from beginning to end, and I can do something with, create something of myself for myself and all that stuff.